What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. For those who are new here, hello and welcome. And for all of my returning subscribers, hey. So today we have a couple of things going on. I need to up pot my peppers because they are now to the point where they need a little bit more space. I'm going to thin them down. I'm only going to do 2 of each variety. I might end up doing 3 of some. I don't know yet. We'll just kind of play it by ear. I did go on ahead and fill up my 2-inch pots with some more soil. That way I can kind of like breeze through this situation. I also have some herbs and artichokes to also up pot. And then other than that, we also need to get started some greens and lettuces for early spring. So we'll be doing all of that today. I'm going to somewhat fast forward through this process. It's really not that difficult. First of all, this is my first year using Bootstrap Farmer trays, and I love this situation here, which makes up potting extremely easy. I did go on ahead and make sure that I did not you are so
I have to make myself known.
I know that's right, girl. I didn't water them, so it will be easier for me to pop these out in one whole piece. As you can see, the roots look absolutely amazing. Really proud of these. So we have peppers, which if you guys want to know what varieties I started, I'll go on ahead and put that video up in the cards. But this is a fairly easy process. Pop those out. I've dug a little hole in there and drop those down in the pots. And so I will proceed this process, and then we will talk about the seeds that we are starting this week. Holy herbs. Oh, I freaking love herbs. They are just so amazing to grow and so delicious. So I'm going to take some of this dill and up pot. I think I might put, just because this is getting so crowded. Let's see. I might be able to, I think I'm just going to put one of these plugs in here. And I might get more of these 2-inch pots to up pot the rest of it, so that it has more space to grow. See, this only has 3 little plants in it, so maybe I'll just bust up the root ball a little bit and fit in here along with this. Ooh. I'm sure everything will perk up once they get a decent water and survive a little bit from the transplant shock, but there goes our lovely dill. Then I'm gonna put 2 of the summer savories in one of these as well. And what I'm gonna do with the third of each, the summer savory and the dill, is I'm gonna put these in different pots to gift to my mom for her herb garden. And then I'll do the same thing for the parsley and chervil as well. All right, so as far as greens that we will be starting today, I have 4 lettuces and 4 like brassicas, I guess. I don't know if Swiss chard is included in that or not, but we're gonna lump it in there. So the first lettuce that we have here is New Red Fire. I recently hauled this. I have not tried this lettuce before, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I believe this is a slow to bolt heading type. So like a romaine of some sort with like the curly red tips. I'm really excited to try that out. We have a crisp head lettuce, which is the Ice Queen. I wanted to really try my hands at growing like full heads of lettuce this year. I've never grown a full head, so we'll see how that goes. And then just some for leaves, I have the Marvel of 4 Seasons, which is one of my like favorite butterhead types. And this one is really good to grow like later in the summer. It can tolerate the heat well, so I really highly suggest this one if you have not tried it before. And then one of my all-time favorites, which is the Bibs Butterhead. I love this texture. However, this one will be quick to bolt, which is why we're going for 2 different types of each. I always find that the ones with the red tips, those tend to hold up better in the heat, so that's why I'm doing both the Ice Queen and that New Red Fire of like the bulbing or heading type, and then the 2 different varieties for like lettuce leaves. And then as far as the brassicas are concerned, we have some scarlet kale, which I have only grown this successfully once, so I'm really excited to grow more of that. We've got some broccoli rabe. This is the Rampini variety. I've not grown this successfully, so hopefully this year we have some good luck. We have red Russian kale, which is one of my favorites. Very hardy, sturdy. This will last all summer long, so really excited to have that. And then I have 2 different types of Swiss chard. I have the Magenta Sunset, and I just have like some rainbow chard. So we just need to sow these. So as far as the lettuce is concerned, I like to sow these a little bit more thick, especially the leaf type. So like the Butterhead and the Marvel of 4 Seasons. I'll sow this a little bit more thick, press it into the soil, and I will lightly cover this once I have everything sown. But it's really simple. Lettuce is like one of those things that is kind of no fuss, very straightforward. Do not buy these from starts, because I'm telling you, it is a complete waste of your money. You can get really good seed, a whole lot of seed actually, at a really low price. And it is one of the things that is like extremely easy to grow and you don't need a lot of space for. All of my lettuces will be going into my green stalks again this year, just because I don't want to take up space in my raised beds if I don't have to. That's kind of what the green stalks are there for. Swiss chard is going to last you all season long, not just through the spring, not just through the summer, but all the way up until a hard frost. These are one of the things that I put out first, and they are one of the last things that I pull out from the summer garden. So I highly suggest trying out Swiss chard. You can use these in so many different ways. You can use it like you would cook spinach. You can eat the baby greens in a salad, etc. I like to chop them up and put them, or I like to chop some leaves up and put them in ramen. There's just so many ways to eat them. And the same thing goes for kale as well. Like I said, it's one of the first things that I put out, and this will actually last through the winter as well. The roots will overwinter. And so I just freaking love kale. All right, the final task that I needed to do today was to re-sow more of the cayenne and jalapeno pepper. I could always just pick these up as starts from like my local nursery or whatever, but I have the seed and I have the time, the space, the tags and everything already. So I'm just going to start more. And I might sow these a little bit thicker. Like I might put quite a few seeds in here this go round, since we are about 10 weeks out from the final frost, and normally we would need to sow these at about 12. Of course, we did everything else much earlier, but to get, you know, a guaranteed germination, I'm putting, I don't know, like 6 or 7 seeds in these, and hopefully we will get peppers this go round. And I actually did get germination on the jalapenos. They just came in really wonky. So I want to say I purchased these seeds in 21. So the seed is a little bit older. I will make sure that I save seed this season, so I have fresher seed on hand. And I sowed those a little deep, but it should be fine. So now I just need to put everything back under the light. So let's go do that. So I rearranged things just a tad. So the peppers are of course on the heating pad. I went on ahead and scooched the onions in the middle here. I do need to give these a trim. And then I put this up elevated. That way it can reach the light a little bit easier. I actually wish it was a little bit closer to the light, and I might find something different to prop it up there. But for now, this will work. And I forgot I have just one more thing to do. So I need to grab some of these for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, perfect. So the last thing I really need to do is do something about these leggy brassicas here. So I have roughly about 2 of each of these. That's all that I'm willing to save and keep space for. But I wanted to show you guys how I hope to save these leggy plants. With brassicas and a lot of other plants, oftentimes you'll hear that you should not be burying the stem. However, when you have something as leggy as this, you almost have to bury it, because otherwise it will not survive. I've seen Charles Dowding do a very deep planting of brassicas like this, and so that's exactly what I plan to do. So I went on ahead, pre-filled my 2-inch pots here, and I'm actually going to remove some of this soil. Only put enough just at the bottom here, and again burying it down pretty deep, and then I'm gonna backfill it to bury the legginess, and really just only wanting to keep where the leaves are peeking through. like that. So we went from extremely leggy, drowsy looking plants to something a little bit more sturdy. You can see now it actually stands a chance to grow up proper like. So this was the mermaid tail cabbage. So I'm just going ahead and do this to the other two. I have that one cabbage, Italian cabbage, and then some purple broccoli. Some of these look quite sad, but I'm not going to give up on them. So I'm just going to place them in here, let them get in where they can fit in. I feel like right here. Rest of these. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Now I just need to make some notes in my planner. And a quick update on that, I have not been keeping up with the week to week like I planned to initially, but January and February are a little bit slower. Once we hit March, that's when things are going to tend to pick up. So instead of doing like the weekly layouts, I've actually been digging back into like the daily sheets and writing out the things that I need to get done for the week. What is that?
A peacock.
It's an ostrich. That's an ostrich.
It's a peacock.
That's an ostrich. So I'll use this as like my weekly to-do list as opposed to like using the weeklies, because it's too much space for me to actually keep up with, if that makes sense. Anyways, so that's all I will be doing for the rest of today as far as my gardening planning is concerned. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys are growing this week indoors, if you are growing indoors. Good luck, and until the next time, I wish you all health, wealth, and prosperity. Peace out.